Hey everybody, this is Dez with the Shadow Ravens clan, and we had a couple of comments this week, particularly when it referred to war strategy and the big picture of things, and basically how do we attack who. So in the previous version, just to recap, I went over the different types of strategies that there are, at least that I know of, and the most common, of course, is attack your mirror. And I hope I got the point across that that's the worst possible style that you can have in your clan, simply because if you're attacking your mirror, that doesn't necessarily mean that that is best assigned for you. That doesn't mean that you have the troops to attack that type of base. I mean, it could be an air base, and you're horrible with attacking with air. So you're really looking for a 2-star attack on that type of strategy at best. Every once in a while, things are going to line up the way it's supposed to be. But bottom line is that is the worst strategy ever. There is the group strategies where you've got a clump of players that attacks another clump of players, and you try to optimize those. That's actually a really good strategy. However, again, that doesn't mean that your clump of targets has the type of base in it where you can clear. And then there's a strategy where you go and use a third-party app and you sign up, and that's not bad. That's actually a really good strategy. This way you're optimizing. However, there's two big flaws in that. First off, my eyes can be sometimes bigger than my plate. So in other words, you can sometimes bite off more than you can chew. You might attack somebody that's too big for you. You know, sometimes we have players that do that on cleanup. They attack too high, so then they end up with a 2-star attack consistently, and we're looking for a 3-star attack. And then basically we have the Shadow Raven method. This is something that came into existence basically whenever we started the clan. People would ask, hey, who do I attack, who do I attack? And eventually just came out with us posting targets saying, hey, I want you to attack this. Now, I learned a lot of this through trial and error, lots of error. And like, for instance, I used to assign targets by level. And again, that was fine for 2 stars. But now that we are a 3-star clan, and that's the type of attacks that we expect, then that strategy doesn't suffice. So basically, here's the breakdown of how I do it. We assign every target an attacker. So if you are, we're doing a 20 versus 20, every target has an attacker assigned to it. If we're doing a 50 versus 50, every target has an attacker assigned to it. So sometimes we may skip a base or two, depending on the difficulty. Remember, 1 may not be the hardest base. So in other words, 2 might have a better design than 1, or at least we feel more comfortable attacking 1 than 2, so we might skip 2. We don't skip bases often, but sometimes that might happen every once in a while. So we assign every target an attacker. And step 2, that's the very first step, is what I do is I write down every player. So if you want to use a spreadsheet, you can do that. That's probably the easiest way, the best way. However, I'm old. So what I do is I grab the old school pen and paper. I think better when I have an old school pen and paper out, and it may just be in my head. However, I just like pen and paper. So I write everyone's name down, and what I do is I go through every base on step 2, and then I start assigning players to targets. So in other words, let's say we're doing 35 versus 35. I start at 35 and I work my way up to the top Town Hall 8s. Again, we're a Town Hall 10, 9, and 8 clan. So I start at the bottom and I work my way up. Then once I start getting to the top Town Hall 9s, I usually assign my 8.5s or some of my newer Town Hall 9s to the top Town Hall 8s, just depending on skill levels. And it makes the Town Hall 8's jobs a little bit easier there. And again, this is based off of style, not based off of the strength of the base. So in other words, if there's a great Town Hall 8 hog base, I'll just assign a Town Hall 9 hogger Town Hall 8 Hogger to clear that. However, if there's a base that's got a lot of hidden traps, a lot of places for hidden traps, and we don't know where those are going to be, then I might assign a Town Hall 8.5 or Town Hall 9 to those to clear those with a go wipe. And then as soon as I get all the Town Hall 8s taken care of, then I actually switch it up and I go back up to the top and I work my way down from 1 to 5 or however many Town Hall 10s there might be. And I'd also recommend your new Town Hall 10s also start clearing the top Town Hall 9s. That extra spell is a huge advantage. If your players can't clear the top Town Hall 9s with the extra troops and the extra spells, then there's probably a problem. So they need to adjust their style. I mean, there's a lot of good Town Hall 9 bases out there. However, you should have an expectation of that. I mean, for instance, this last war, I missed a 3-star on a Town Hall 9 by an Inferno Tower. So, you know, that stuff's gonna happen. But in general, on average, your Town Hall 10 should be able to clear Town Hall 9. Anyway, and then, so basically, you know, I make my way down from the 10s to the 9s, assigning at the top couple Town Hall 9s to the Town Hall 10s. And then I start with the Town Hall 9s. And the biggest factor in who gets what target is, think back to preschool. In preschool, you know, they'd show you a picture of a duck and a picture of a pond and a picture of a cow and a picture of a field, etc. And you'd match the cow to the field, you match the duck to the pond. Well, the same thing kind of goes with matching targets. I'm gonna make it pretty simple here. So there are 3 styles of attacks. We have a Hogawiwi, a Laloon, and a Go-Wee-Wee. So Hogawiwi is your mini Go-Wee-Wee with hogs. In my opinion, that's the most important strat we have out now. There's the Laloon, Lava Hounds and Balloons, and then your traditional Go-Wee-Wee, Golems, Witches, and Wizards. And all 3 of these should be the foundation armies for your bases. And generally speaking, someone should specialize in these attacks. That just makes for better players, better clans. Now, people want to switch it up every once in a while. I get that too. So what we do is we assign the duck to the pond. So for instance, if there is a base that's best attacked with a Hogawiwi, then I assign a Hogawiwi attacker to it. And if there's a base that's best for air, then I assign a Laloon player to it. Now, there's a lot of variations to it. So in other words, a Hogawiwi can have, you know, 8 witches, or it can have 2. A Laloon base could have 5 hounds. It could have 3 hounds. It could have 2 hounds, just really depending on what's going on. If you have a Shattered or a Cold Blood. So it really depends on the base composition. But those are the 3 foundations that we have. And again, I don't know if I mentioned this previously, but Go-Wee-Wee is still a very viable attack. I probably had some playing here in the background. So all these are very important. So, but that's basically how simple it is. So you match the pond to the duck, and you should get some really good success from that. So sometimes it's a little bit harder to find out what you're looking at. Are you looking at a pond? Are you looking at a pig pen? Are you looking at a field? And you're going to get better with that over time. I can do another video on that if anyone really wants it. Please just put a message down there, and I'll make a video on when I go through targets. So anyway, I hope that explains things a little bit better. I hope that takes things to the next level for you guys, and you can really help things out. Now on cleanup, it's basically a free-for-all. Sometimes people like to get both attacks in right away. Some people don't. Some people like to wait to the end. So basically, I would just have like 2 or 3 people though who are on the same page, guiding those, making sure sometimes you check with a co-leader to see who you want to attack. Do that, and that'll really help you out. But this is Dez with the Shadow Ravens Clan signing off, hoping to take you to the next level.